Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
And a happy Friday to each and every one of you out there. Welcome aboard once again, TGIF. And we're here, and the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And we're going to be with you a whole hour. We're here every Friday at this time and engage each and every one of you in conversation. We get together, we have coffee, donuts, conversation, and all kinds of good fun to get our Friday off, to kick off our weekend. And we're so glad to have you aboard with us. And thank you, all of you who are watching and who've been watching us for a long time. We've got a lot of things to talk about today. We're going to get involved in all kinds of things. And first of all, we want to tell you that if you're watching us, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. We're all around the world, globally. And so wherever you go on God's green earth, you'll find us right there. As long as you're in an area where there's a hot spot and you have great Wi-Fi, you can pick us up anywhere around the world. It's nice to know that we're global, that we can service everyone who come to visit us. For those of you who have been around with us all of this time, we are so grateful to you that you do. And for people who are possibly new to the program, just walking in just for the very first time today, let me explain myself to you. First of all, my name is Frank Allan, and the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. We come here every Thursday at this time. And look at your clock, right? Because you may be in a different time zone than I. And whatever says on your clock, that's what we come on. We come on that time each and every Friday at that particular time in your area. And if you're watching us for the first time, if you're watching us on YouTube, well, of course, that's where we are. We're on YouTube. And not only are we on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram as well. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you can take the time right now, and we urge all of you, young and old, new, if you're here for the first time, it doesn't matter, tag all of your friends on Facebook. If not all, then some of them. If you have too many to tag, then just go week by week and then tag a few more. But the most important thing is to get everybody involved, and the more the merrier, because if they like what they see, if they like what they hear, they'll come back again and again. Because if they see that information coming from you, that tag, they'll know it's coming from you. They'll click onto the tag and it'll bring them directly to us, so you don't have to miss anything. All right, just as simple as that. Those of you who are watching us on YouTube, okay, I always encourage you each week, and I'll continue to do so, encourage you to go on to our YouTube channel and subscribe to us. And it's just simple. All you have to do is take your little mouse, grab it, strike it over there where it says subscribe, point the arrow there and click, and that's it. It doesn't cost you anything, no money, no nothing. It's free. That's all you have to do is just drag and click. And the reason why we want you to do that, because we want to see how many people are actually following us. We want to see how many people are members of us who subscribe to us. The other reason why we would like you to subscribe to us is because now that you have done that, anytime we come on the air live, you'll get instant notification. Just in case you're online and you have forgotten about the show, it gives you that instant notification that will pop up, even if we are so much as post something like a video or something to that matter, or keep the page active. You'll get notification each time. So thank you so much taking the time to subscribe with us, and tell your friends and family too to do the same thing as they come in, because you'll see them. You know, we'll see them right there on the big screen, and we acknowledge them. And those of you who are watching us on Instagram, you don't have to do anything special, but just keep the word percolating. Now with Facebook, of course, you already know you can tag your friends. With YouTube and Instagram, you can cut and paste the link that directs us or direct you to us, and just send that out to your friends and they'll see that. Okay. Now, those of you who want to get involved in conversation, we encourage you to do that. And of course, we do that. We talk to you, and we talk about anything under the sun. Any topic that you want to talk about, you can create your own topic. If there's something that you want to discuss with us and you want to share it with others who are watching, and we can discuss your topic all the time. And we answer your questions and all of those things that we do each week. So, ladies and gentlemen, rear back, sit back, relax, because it's going to be not a bumpy ride, but a smooth ride and a comfortable ride that we hope that you'll come back again and again. A lot of you may be at work right now and enjoying your coffee break. Okay, some places get like maybe a 15-minute coffee break, 15, 20 minutes coffee break. Okay, that's good. But what I suggest you do is take that coffee break and stay at your desk at the computer and continue to watch the show. And when your coffee break is over, you don't have to make a move. You're right there at your desk. You go back to work and do what they call multitasking. You can watch the show and work at the same time. So there you go. In the show, however, we've got our own little thing going on as that we implement in the show each week. For instance, in this particular hour, not too far away, just minutes away, as a matter of fact, we're going to link up with Brian Camp. He's coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He has sports to convey to us. The latest developments in today's world of sports. The name of his show is called Sports Update. And if you have any kind of sports-related question that you want to ask Brian while he's on the air live, because you'll get a chance to see him, you can ask him, and he'll get the answers for you. If you're watching us on Facebook and YouTube, of course, you get a chance to see him right there on camera. You'll see him right there on camera. He'll be here and you can talk to him too. As for Instagram, it's not the same thing, but you'll hear him. You won't see him, but you'll hear him, and you could still ask your questions just as well, and you'll get your answers just as well. So there you have. Any one of those three platforms will get you there, and we hope that you stick around and enjoy. Remember, all the views and the opinions expressed on this show, the Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast publication. So we've done all of that. So let's get started right away. Let's lift up our cups as usual, as we always do, because what would the Coffee Hour be without a little coffee? I'm having mine. I hope you have yours. Salute. Let me shoot up. That's delicious. Love that. I'll have a little more later. And you don't necessarily have to have coffee. You could have tea. You know, they say tea is a little more refined than coffee, but you could have that. You have cocoa, orange juice, milk, whatever your choice of beverage is. But enjoy it with us here on the Coffee Hour. We want to say hello to everyone out there right now, particularly Mary Reed out of Brooklyn, New York. She's here. Good morning to you, Mary. We are here today, and we are going to move the show along. And Mary says, I look like, well, she put a couple of eyeballs up there. She said, it looks like we're going to have a nice weekend. We are going to have a nice weekend. Otherwise, we're going to have a nice weekend. We'll tell you about that. Even if we don't have a good weather report, we'll have a nice weekend anyway. You create. You guys know how to create. But we're going to talk about that. Thank you, Mary, for that. We're going to talk about the weather forecast. And speaking of the weather forecast, those of you who are watching us right now, if you would like to indulge in conversation as well, just like Mary, please feel free. But if you do that, I would like you to give me your weather forecast. Mary, you don't have to do this because you're in New York, all right? And I'm going to take care of that. I'm going to take care of the local stuff here in New York. But in the meantime, all of the people who live elsewhere, you know, across the country, around the world, your weather may be different. We just like to do that. And the reason why we like to do that is because we like to compare notes. I want to see what my weather is like compared to yours. Some people are having good weather. Some people are having bad weather. I just want to say that and check out your temperatures and see how it's going. We've got pretty good temperatures for the time being. We'll tell you more about that later. And everything that goes along with the program. Yes, it is. It's another month upon us. We just reached another month. Our first day on the Coffee Hour for a brand new month. This is June 7th, and June 7th is one of those days that you may be celebrating something special, maybe like your birthday, a bar mitzvah, or maybe even graduating on this day, whatever it is. A lot of schools are getting ready to close for the summer, letting the children out, and now we're going to have to deal with them for the rest of the summer, but that's a good thing anyway, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, let me take another shot of this first. This month, on this month, right? We're celebrating a lot of things. I just want to run that down to you right now. There's a lot of things to be celebrated this month, on the month of June. The whole month of June, we're going to be celebrating National Portuguese Heritage Month. Now, those of you who live in Portugal and anywhere in there, everyone in the nation here in the United States are going to be celebrating with you. That's why they say National Portuguese Heritage Month. Now, you may have some activities that's going on in your community, or maybe history that you want to talk to us about. It's all here. All you have to do is use your fingers on your typewriter, on your computer, or your pad, your iPad, or even your tablet. Just type in what you say. I will see you right there on the big screen, and of course, we'll acknowledge that for you. So let us know if you have any comments about National Portuguese Heritage Month. We're celebrating that. We're also celebrating Caribbean American Heritage Month. All the people who live in the Caribbean, you could say Caribbean or you could say Caribbean. Doesn't matter. Depends on where you're from, right? I say Caribbean, I say Caribbean. You say tomato, I say tomato, whatever it is. Anyway, we're celebrating that too. And you don't have to be in the Caribbean to celebrate. You can celebrate right here. That's what we're doing. Nationally, we're going to be celebrating right here for Caribbean American Heritage Month. And we have people who live here in the United States, originally from the Caribbean. We want to celebrate them. And if you have any special activities within your community, if you're way out in the Caribbean and you're watching us, or even if you're locally someplace else in the United States or across the country, they may be activities you want to convey to us. Let us know. And if you want to give some history or anything like that, we're listening to that too. Now, all of you DJs, you house DJs, all you DJs in the club, man, I'm not going to neglect the radio DJs. I'm definitely not going to neglect them. This is National DJ Month, and all of the DJs are to be celebrated. And I will take your thank you and your celebration. Happy National DJ Month. I know a lot of people who are DJs who play in the clubs, and radio DJs, of course. You know, we're celebrating you as well. All of the good that you have done for us, playing the great music. You guys in the club introducing us to great music. So that's what this is all about, National DJ Month. And here's another thing that we're celebrating too, African American Music Month. When I say African American Music Month, that's music that was created by African Americans. You don't have to be African American to enjoy it. You can enjoy all kinds of music. You don't have to be part of the culture, but you could be part of the action of enjoying the music. And when I think of African American Music Month, the first thing that comes to mind, and I said it last night on Talkback Live, I always think about the Motown sound that entered this country, and everyone got a whiff of it and everyone enjoyed it. The Motown sound. And I think about Marvin Gaye, Tammy Terrell, the Isley Brothers, the Temptations, the Supremes, and all of those people in the Motown stable. Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, you know, a lot of that is going around. But then there's more to African American music than the Motown sound. It's all over. You have Caribbean music. You can consider that African American music, and music that comes from the Northeast and Latin America. You know, you can lump all of that together. Anyway, we're celebrating all of that. If you live in Oklahoma, did you live in Oklahoma? Okay, well, we're celebrating National Oklahoma Day. All of you guys from Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, it doesn't matter, it's somewhere in there. We're celebrating that nationally, even though it's your little town over there, but we're going to all celebrate together with you, National Oklahoma Day. And we're celebrating so many things today. And this is the day that's just... everybody's just getting involved. Yesterday, we celebrated a lot of things. Particularly, we celebrated the D-Day. We were celebrating 80 years ago, D-Day. And of course, President is in France right now. And he was talking to the old troops out there, all of the people who are serving in this country, talking to them, ranging from the age of from 90s to 103 years, you know, still alive and kicking. They can no longer stand. Some of them could no longer stand up. That's why we have to stand up for them, because they stood up for us and they did a lot for us. They put their tails on the line, as of course the military what they're doing today. They're doing it today, and they'll continue to do it. They'll do it tomorrow as well. Okay. We're also celebrating, hey, you can't make this stuff up. National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. How about that? I don't have it. I don't want to eat chocolate ice cream at this time, at this particular time. But, you know, who knows? When I get off the air, I may get a bowl of it and just go to town. But that's what we're celebrating today, National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. You like chocolate ice cream? I love chocolate ice cream. I love all kinds of flavors. I love my butter pecan and my toasted almond ice cream and oh yeah, the raisin rum. Can't forget about that too. All of that great ice cream. But we're not celebrating that. We're celebrating National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. So eat up, enjoy. What else? Oh, National Donut Day. All right, that's something good to go with your coffee, right? You have a little donuts. We do that here every Friday anyway. We have a little donuts, bagels, coffee, right? Your favorite donut. You can, hey, you know something? I have one right here. I love donuts. One of my favorites is the one that I'm holding up right now. This is called the Boston cream donut. I'm going to take a bite of this. Mm. 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 Boston cream. Mm. That's delicious. Oh, so we're celebrating National Donut Day, and whatever your donuts are, you love the jelly donuts, maybe the custard donuts. Oh, I love the custards, remember? Back in the day, lemon-filled donuts, any kind of donut you like. We're celebrating National Donut Day. And we invite you to all celebrate with us. We'll take one more bite of this. Mm. Now see, the donut to me goes better with the coffee as opposed to chocolate ice cream, which I'll have maybe for lunch. If my doctor could only see me now, he'll kill me. But you only live once. Mm. You only live once. I'll have more later. Anyway, those are the things we're celebrating. And if you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. Coffee and donuts, chocolate ice cream. We're celebrating it right here. So thank you for being along with us. And stay with us because there's more. Again, I just want to remind you guys, if you're going to join in conversation, and we hope you do, please take the opportunity to give us your weather forecast. Now, speaking of the weather forecast, I have a weather forecast, and as Mary said, we're going to have a great weekend. We're going to have a great weekend, and weather-wise, it's going to be a great weekend too. I got to tell you about that right now. We've got sunny skies at the moment. Temperatures look good. You wake up, it's a little muggy outside, you know, so chances are it's going to, you know, get a little more intense. The heat's going to get a little more intense. But we're going to get by it. It's great weather. And today, temperatures are going to go up there in the 80s, as a matter of fact. And the present temperature, if I can find it, let's see if we can do that. Can we find that, the present temperature? Okay, let's see what the present temperature is. Okay, I have to click it up here. I have to do a lot of clicking. Click this, click that, and find out the present temperature is 76 degrees. That's what we have presently in New York City. This is only the New York City weather forecast. For those of you, you can give us yours, please, as I said, if you're going to indulge in conversation. But this is what we have for our weather forecast for today. It's going to be partly cloudy. We're going to have a high 83 degrees. Winds will be west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. It looks good out there. It's going to be great sunny skies out there, so enjoy it while you may. For tonight, pretty good. You're going out, leave the umbrella home. Don't forget about it. As they say in Brooklyn, forget about it. Leave the umbrella home. It's going to be mostly clear. We'll have a low around 63 degrees. Winds will be west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For Saturday, my favorite day of the year. I would say of the week. of the year, too, whatever. It's my favorite day of the year, and it's going to be a good one. It's going to be, except for a few afternoon clouds, we're going to have mainly sunny skies. We'll have a high of 81 degrees. All right. So get out there and do your outdoor activity. It's going to be great. Winds will be west northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. You're going out on the town for Saturday night. Leave the umbrella home. Forget about it. All right. A few clouds overnight, but no rain in the forecast. And we'll have a low 66 degrees. Winds will be west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And Sunday is kind of not bad, but it's not the better day out of the whole weekend. A chance of showers or two during the morning hours. This is just the morning hours, so you might want to take the umbrella with you just in case if you're going out to church or whatever your morning activity is. It's going to be followed by partly cloudy skies. In the afternoon, we'll have a high around 80 degrees, or winds will be west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. We'll only have a 40% chance of rain in our area, just a 40% chance of rain in our area. Right now, repeating our current temperature, we have 79 degrees and it's climbing. How about that? It's time to move on right now, and we're going to go over to Charlotte, North Carolina, because guess who's with us? Brian Camp. He's here, and he's here each week at this time with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. If you have any sports-related questions while he's here, feel free to ask, because he'll be here to give them to you. And of course, if he doesn't have the answers at that particular moment, he'll get the answers for you. If he can't give it to you on this particular day, he could give you those answers later on as he researches them. He do a lot of researching. So we want to bring him on right now. Brian, good morning to you, and welcome back to the show.
Good morning. Sorry about that. Sorry about the short delay. I'm trying to speak from a location that's not very clear. So, but I am here though. I am here. Good morning to you. I hope all is well with everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. And here, coming live from the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina, in the US of A. And we just want to say hello to everybody out there who's out there tuning in globally, nationally, and locally. So good day. This is a good day. As forgot to give you my temperature. It's presently 78 degrees. It's going up to 88. I know next week or this weekend, in some parts of the country, it's going to be hit triple digits. So it's going to be a hot one. It's going to be a hot doozy. So let me not take up too much of your time. The NFL, the Washington Commanders released kicker Brandon McManus days after a lawsuit that was filed against him became public, alleging sexual assault from an incident that occurred when he was a member of the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know, we reported this here last week, where he was rubbing his private parts against two women. Their name is Jane Doe 1 and Jane Doe 2. That's not their biological name, but you know, you get the point. And he's been released. He's a goner. He's out of here. You don't do that. So the NFL did right, and most of all, the Jacksonville Jaguars did even better. There's no place for that. No means no. And even so, a man got to be very careful how you do these here kind of things. Okay, I don't know. Maybe you was tempted, or maybe you was drawn into. You just don't do those kind of things. And now you pay the price. You're not working. Hopefully, you could redeem yourself and maybe get another job. Speaking of football, the Dallas Cowboys Hall of Fame offensive lineman Larry Allan died suddenly while on vacation with his family in Mexico. He was known for his great athletics. He was very great athletically and incredible strength. Was one of the most respected, accomplished offensive linemen to ever play that position in the NFL. And you know what? He won a Super Bowl. I think he won one or two. I'm not quite sure, but he died suddenly. We don't know how or what he died from. Well, maybe we'll get that sometime next week. In Major League Baseball, well, we're at it again. baseball betting is not a good thing to do. You cannot bet on baseball. Well, Major League Baseball has permanently banned to Cupita Marcano after determining that the infielder placed hundreds of bets on Major League Baseball, including wagers on games involving the Pittsburgh Pirates when he was with the team last season. Now, Marcano placed approximately 387 baseball bets, totaling more than $150,000 in October of 2022 and from last July through November with a legal sports bookie. He became the first active player in a century, exactly 100 years, banned for life because of gambling since New York Giants outfielder Jimmy O'Connell in 1924, exactly 100 years. Now, Pete Rose, as we all know, presently, at least some of us do, active career hits leader, was famously agreed to a lifetime ban back in 1989 after investigation concluded that he bet on Cincinnati Reds games while managing the team. That's even worse because when you're a manager, you control the outcome of the game more or less, because you could take out certain players that you would normally keep in, but it's really a thing that's not really right for a manager to do, and you eventually will get caught, and he got caught, so he's serving a lifetime ban right now. Well, game one of the NBA Finals is over, and the Boston Celtics drew first blood first. They drew it first. They beat the Dallas Mavericks last night. That game was on ABC as game one. And we're going to see what's going to happen. Game two would be, I believe, on Saturday. I think it's on Saturday or Sunday. So the NBA season finals has started, and we're coming down to the end. Our 2003-04 Upper Deck Ultimate Collection autograph of Michael Jordan Logman card, that's a basketball card, number 1 of 1, sold for $2.928 million, including buyer's premium with collectibles marketplace golden. It was the most ever paid for a Michael Jordan card. In boxing, the Pink House, where Muhammad Ali grew up dreaming of boxing, came fame, and where hundreds of fans gathered for an emotional send-off as his funeral passed by decades later, is now up for sale. This is a house that he grew up in with his brother. Now, the 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house in Louisville, Kentucky, was converted into a museum that offered a glimpse into the formative years of boxing champion and humanitarian, known worldwide as the greatest. He was the greatest. When he said he was the greatest, he was the greatest. The owners are asking for $1.5 million for the 3 properties. So, this day in sports, June 7th, 1932, at 47, Brooklyn pitcher Jack Quinn, the oldest pitcher in Major League Baseball history to get an extra base hit, 47 years old. That means he swung the bat and hit it in the gap or down the line. 1966, Major League Baseball draft, New York Mets pass on Reggie Jackson to select catcher Steve Chilcott. They pass on Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, for a catcher that nobody ever heard of to this very day. 1982, New York Mets draft Dwight Gooden, Roger McDowell, and Randy Myers. 1989, first baseman game to start outdoors and end in indoors in Toronto Stadium called the Sky Dome. That was back in 1989. 1994, the Oakland A's outfielder Ricky Henderson steals his 1,100 career stolen base. Birthdays. Happy birthday to the late Thurman Munson, who was born in 1947, was a Major League Baseball catcher, 2-time World Series champion, was born in Akron, Ohio. And in 1975, happy birthday to Allan Iverson, NBA Hall of Fame guard for 2001 NBA MVP, was born in Hampton, Virginia. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports.
I remember that when Thurman Munson died, I remember that very well, as if it were yesterday. And that pained me for weeks, you know, and to see the wreckage of the plane, because he was a pilot. He did his own flying. He didn't fly with the Yankees. He loved being a pilot, and wherever he had to go, he flew. And the purpose of him buying the plane in the first place is even when he went on the road, he can go back home and be with his family, because he was a deep family man. You know.
Well, what he did was on a day off from a home game at Yankee Stadium, on a day off, he would fly home for the day. Right. You know, when you fly from Cleveland into New York, it's really not that far. So he would do that. Yeah. And he died. I remember that day was August 2nd.
Yeah.
1979, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He loved his family. That was his purpose of getting a plane, of being a pilot. He took these road trips, and as you already know, you're in a situation like that. Baseball, man, football, all of these sports figures, they stay on the road a lot.
They stay on the road a lot, yeah.
And which is probably one of the loneliest places to be, depending on, you know. But he wanted to be close to his family, and that was his way of doing it. But that wreckage was devastating. I look at that plane, and every once in a while I look back at those images. You know, and you can go online and see these images. Every time I look back at that, it just saddens me. You know, for someone. They said he was a really nice guy. He worked
known as the captain, yeah.
Yeah, and he was the captain of the Yankees, and but that was a long time ago. But hey, listen, my Yankees won again. I have to bring this out. You know, even if they lose a couple of games, I don't want to be a sore loser or anything like that. Even if they lose a couple of games, I'll say, okay, my Yankees lost, but they won again last night, and so that made them 8 games in a row, 8 straight games in a row for the Yankees, and they were at the top of the heap, first place. And
that's right.
We talked about the game over last weekend. I'm sorry to talk about it with you, but you
beat my San Francisco Giants. I know.
But like I told you last night on the show, man, I'm going to be rooting for the San Francisco Giants in the National League. And hey, perhaps, I believe in miracles, and I believe that if that happens, maybe the San Francisco Giants and the New York Yankees will wind up in the World Series. Of course,
I doubt it.
Of course, that's not what I'm rooting for. I'm actually rooting for the Mets and the Yankees to wind up in the World Series.
Subway Series.
Yeah.
But this weekend, they got a very good series coming up against the Dodgers. The 2 best teams in baseball, Yankees and Dodgers. That should be fun.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to be a fun game, your Dodgers, I know you don't like to utter the word Dodgers.
I'll be rooting for the Yankees.
Let's
go Yankees.
What is it about the Dodgers you don't like?
If you know the history of the Dodgers and Giants, they just don't like. Let me tell you something. This is how bad that they don't like one another. When Jackie Robinson, back in 1958, I believe it was, when he was about to get traded to the San Francisco Giants, he said, no way, I'd rather retire. Yeah. And guess what? He retired.
Yeah. I think
that's how serious it is.
Wasn't it that when the Dodgers left Brooklyn to go to Los Angeles, that's when he decided that he was going to go, but then they said that they would rather trade him rather than him retire? Was that the situation? Yeah.
Exactly, because I don't think he never made it out of Brooklyn. I think he retired just before the move. Yeah. Because the Giants and Dodgers moved the same year. Yeah. In 1958. The Dodgers got there first, and then the Giants. The Giants was playing in the Polo Grounds. Yeah. Until their stadium was being built. Yeah. And then they moved to San Francisco. Yeah. And they and that's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. That was our only Brooklyn team. There were 3 New York teams actually back in those days. The Giants, the Dodgers, and the Yankees. 3 New York teams. And of course, they had the famous Ebbets Field, which basically they tore down because what they were going to do, as you already know, I don't have to tell you this, but for the benefit of people who are watching us, when the Dodgers left Brooklyn, originally they were supposed to move from Ebbets Field over there, I think, what section of Brooklyn would that be? That would be, I'm not so sure what section it is, but Ebbets Field. They were going to move it all the way over to Atlantic Avenue where the Barclays Center is today. That was the
Downtown Brooklyn, yeah.
that was the spot of the Brooklyn Dodgers, but they just said no, we're going to move you out guys out to Los Angeles. And
Ebbets Field, I think Ebbets Field was known as Crown Heights, I think, at that time.
that's what it was. That's what it was. Crown Heights. It was
Crown Heights.
Yeah. And when they tore down the Ebbets Field, they built projects.
A housing development projects, yeah.
Projects, which they call Ebbets Field's houses.
Yes.
Which is going to be forever an infamy part of the Brooklyn Dodger legacy.
Exactly.
Ebbets Field there, Ebbets, yeah. And yeah, so that dude, I love these great stories. I like talking about these old stories. A lot of people don't remember. Some people maybe who are watching are much younger than we are, don't know the history, but it's always, you know, you don't have to be old to know the history. You could always go back. That's why they call it history. You could always go back and research these things.
Exactly.
Like Jackie Robinson, he retired very early.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Okay, so now you got a weekend coming up in Charlotte, North Carolina. What does it look like over there? Weather looks good.
I'll be going away for 11 days. I'm going to be going away for 11 days. But I'll bring you the sports wherever I be. I'll bring you the sports. I'll be out of the country, but I'll still bring you the sports.
Oh, you're going out of the country. You're not going to stay. You're not going to stay in the United States. You're going out of the country.
I'm out of here, baby. I am out of here. You just,
I think it's about time. I think it's about this time when people are actually getting off and just getting away from it all. They want to move to move out of their cities where they are and just vacate for a few days. Yeah, this is about the time of the year anyway. Where you going?
I'm going on the Icon cruise. That's the world's biggest ship.
Oh, okay. It's a cruise. Oh,
it's a cruise, yeah. But
yeah.
It's the Icon. It's the big daddy. It's the big one, baby. I'm out of here. I am out of here.
You know, you should bring back some soil. Put it in a bag. I gotta tell you, when I went to the Caribbean, we went on that cruise to the Caribbean, right? And I stopped up at the Caribbean. I said on the way back, I gotta pick up something. I gotta bring something off this island, to have. And I did. I found it. I don't have it with me. I'll bring it in next week. I'll show you.
Okay.
There's a piece of metal, I guess from some kind of construction building or something, whatever it is, shaped like a W. Or you can make it out of a 3 or an M. Anyway, I have it. I'm gonna show it to you next week on the show. I don't have it with me today, but I'll show it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
well, I can't see who's on, who said good morning or good morning to me, but whoever it is, just hello back. Hope everybody have a good day, a good weekend. Be safe.
Well, and, Mary is out there. Warren is out there.
Hi, Mary. Hi, cousin. Hope everybody's doing well. And hello to the people that's tuning in elsewhere. I want to say hello. Have a safe, enjoyable weekend.
And Warren threw his hat in the ring. He said that in his opinion, the three great center fielders was Duke Snyder, Willie Mays, and Roger Maris. But see, Roger Maris wasn't a center fielder. Mickey Mantle was a center fielder.
Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, and Duke Snyder.
Yeah, but yes. he put Roger Maris here. Maybe he meant Mickey Mantle, but Roger Maris, I believe, played right field, if I can remember.
I believe, something like that. Yeah, I can't remember. Maybe first base. I'm not sure.
No, he never played first base.
Then maybe it was the outfield then.
Yeah, he played in the outfield, but he never played center field. Mantle was always in center field.
Right, exactly.
But anyway, they're all great outfielders anyway. That was about.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the sports. Enjoy your trip, and we'll talk to you next week.
God's willing, I'll be here next week. I'll talk to you.
All right, take care. Okay, now he's going to go away. He's out of town. He just wrapped up the show here, so I assume that he's getting ready to start packing now. to make his cruise date, which, you know, I'm gonna tell you, I'll tell you, I love the cruises. I love the cruises. You know, if you ever been on a cruise is like, it's like being home, but you don't have to go too far for anything. You know, let's say, for instance, on the cruises, they have so many great activities that you can indulge in. You can dance all night, you can party all night. And you know how it is when you remember how when we were young, we used to go out and party and drive out to the club and things like that. And if you had to take the subway, you took the subway there or whatever it was. It took you maybe about, depending on how far you live, maybe it took you an hour or less to get back home, or an hour or less to get there, right? In a cruise, you can go to a party anywhere and it takes you 3 minutes to get back home. All you have to do is just walk to your cabin. That's what, and they have so many, you know, stores there. They have gift shops, all kinds of things. It's right there. It's like being at home. It's like you never really left home, and you don't even feel it. Every once in a while, you feel the rock, but you know, it's like being at home, going places, getting there in 3 minutes, getting back. Like if you go to the grocery store, it takes you about an hour or so to go to the grocery store. It takes you like 2 minutes to get to the grocery store and back. I love those cruises. Have fun, Brian. Enjoy yourself. Have a great time. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour, and we're going to be with you. Warren, thank you for being with us, along with Mary. A good morning to all of you and the rest of you who are watching as well. We're going to be here for the balance of the hour. And in case you're just joining us, give a little piece of the action to your friends. If you're on Facebook, tag them, and they'll see the tag and they'll click onto it, and it brings them right to us. They'll have that little bit of time to be with us. And if they like what they see, if they like what they hear, of course, they'll join us again and again. We hope that they do. All right. So do that. Okay. We moved the show along. Thanks so much again for being with us, and stay with us for the balance of the hour. E. Rich Anderson, best known for playing Felicity's dad on the drama of the same name, died last weekend. After a battle with cancer, Anderson's wife, actress Saxton Traynor, confirmed the news via Instagram last Saturday. Anderson was 67 years old. Janice Page, a popular actress in Hollywood and Broadway musicals and comedy, who danced with Fred Astaire, toured with Bob Hope, and continued to perform into the 80s, has died. Page died last Sunday of natural causes at Los Angeles home. And she starred with Jackie Cooper in a mystery comedy, Remains to Be Seen, and appeared with John Raitt in a smash hit musical called The Pajama Game, and she was 101 years old. I should live so long. Cyndi Lauper announces her farewell tour documentary right now. This is the best I can do, or best I can be. In her 5th decade of fame, Cyndi Lauper is finding that life is still a succession of hellos and goodbyes, a complex history from her multicultural upbringing in Brooklyn and Queens, to her abusive stepfather, to her pre-solo career success with Blue Angel is examined in the documentary. The documentary is called Let the Canaries Sing, and that's on Paramount Plus as we speak right now. Check it out. The estate of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. has announced a new partnership with P3 Media to enhance and amplify the civil rights leader's legacy in the film and television industry. Intellectual Properties Management Incorporation, that's the estate signing the management arm, has entrusted P3 Media with safeguarding and promoting Dr. Martin Luther King's profound legacy through close collaboration. Now, IPM will collaborate to develop new ideas that promote and preserve and protect Dr. Martin Luther King's legacy and intellectual property. In addition to evaluating new opportunities to collaborate with other parties interested in utilizing Dr. King's IP for creative applications. And Angeline Lilly, who's an actress, by the way. Angeline Lilly has announced she's stepping away from acting, at least for the time being. The Marvel Cinemedia Universe actress posted a thoughtful message on Instagram where she revealed she is stepping away from Hollywood to focus on other interests. Lilly shared a throwback video of herself from 2006 when she was one of the stars of the ABC sci-fi drama Lost. And the footage expresses hope that in 10 years, she will be a retired actress. Birthdays. Today, actress Cassidy Ray is 48 years old today, and rock musical David Navarro is 57. Former Vice President Mike Pence is 65 years old today. Prince is 66, or would have been 66 years old, the late Prince Nelson. TV talk show host and comedian Jenny Jones. Remember Jenny Jones? She had a talk show host. She was 78, or she is 78. She's still alive. I don't want to make her past tense. Poet Nikki Giovanni is 81 years old. Singer Tom Jones is 84, because that's not unusual. Jazz guitarist Tal Farlow, the late Tal Farlow, would have been 103 years old. The late Dean Martin would have been 107. And actress Jessica Tandy would have been 115 years old. So that's what's happening in entertainment, birthdays, and all of those things that are happening to all of the people in entertainment. If you are celebrating a birthday or anything at all, or just want to get in touch with me at all, I have two sources that you can do that. I have an email address and a telephone number. Okay, I'm going to give you the email address first. How about that? Email address is Frank Allan Prod, spell Allan, Allan. Don't ask me. No, I'll tell you why. Because if you spell it any other way, which there's a few ways that you could spell Allan, and if you don't spell it the right way, the email will never get through. So it's Allan, Frank Allan Prod, Prod, that's short for productions, Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number, if you prefer, 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Again, that number is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Now, when you contact me, you can contact for various reasons, as I already said. If you have a birthday coming up and you would like us to acknowledge that, no problem at all, we'll do it. Or maybe you just want to email just to say hi, and that's it. I heard the show, hi, goodbye, bye-bye. Or maybe you want to critique the show, or maybe you have ideas about the show you want to implement, or maybe a possibility of implementation. Of course, you can contact us and we'll try our best to accommodate everyone. We can't make everyone happy, but we can do our best. But we listen. That's the most important thing. We listen to everything that you have to say. And so keep all of that information with you at all times. Mostly it's in your phone, right? If it's not in your phone, it's on a Rolodex. I don't know why it would be on a Rolodex. I don't even know if they sell Rolodex anymore. You remember those things you have to have on your desk? You know, and you put all of those important numbers and addresses in them. Well, everything is in the telephone now, everything. And you carry it and you don't have to be weighed down. Can you imagine yourself walking down the street carrying a Rolodex and all of these papers and everything is in the phone. So put that in there, and your computer too, your laptop. And if you carry around your laptop, you're not going to carry your laptop. Your laptop, right? You can carry your laptop around and you have all that information there. Anyway, the point is, take the email address down. Email address is frankallanprod at AOL.com. That's frankallanprod at AOL.com. Again, the telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. The name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. Excuse me while I shoot up before it gets frigid, which is what I expected. But then I've been on the air almost an hour now, so it's gonna freeze up a little bit. Anyway, now I got iced coffee. Anyway, we thank you for being along with us, and we trust that you stay with us for the balance of the show. You might as well, because we only have, 10 and a half minutes left, right, of the show. You could stay with us. Stay with us. We got a lot to talk about. As you already know, we got a lot of things going on. The trial of Donald Trump Moore is over. He's already convicted. He's a criminal now. Listen, let's call a spade, because I agree with the guy that was on MSNBC earlier during the week. He said, let's call a spade a spade. Everybody uses the word, like, okay, what's the word he wants to use? He was convicted. So if he's convicted, he's a convict, right? That's the root word, convicted, convict. Anyway, and a lot of people are using the sugar-coated word. Let's call a spade a spade. He's a criminal. All right. Okay. Anyway, that's all over. So they're gonna find out what his fate is in July, whether or not he'll wind up in jail or house arrest, or maybe see a probation officer. A lot of people, and more people than many, are saying that he probably won't go to jail. But then you never know. You never know. But whatever it is, he's going to get whatever's coming to. All right. And speaking of jail, it was announced yesterday that Steve Bannon, one of Trump's friends, he's going to go. He has to report by July 1st. He's going to serve a 4-year sentence, which, by the way, he's appealing. He's going to appeal. I doubt if this is going to happen, because he was supposed to acknowledge a subpoena, which he ignored altogether. And a lot of these politicians, they would serve subpoenas for whatever they had to be in court for, and ignored them. And with Bannon's case, this was a subpoena that he had to appear in court for the subject of January 1st, the insurrection. And the law finally caught up with him, and now he has to report, and he's going to be serving 4 months in prison. So let's see how far he's going to take this. He has to report July 1st. And if he's reporting July 1st and serving 4 months, that means, first of all, he's not going to be doing his shows anymore, unless, of course, they give him special permission to bring in equipment in the jail. I don't know if they're going to do that, to do a show from prison, because you can do your show from any place in the world. You could do it like on your rooftop if you want, but I doubt if that's going to happen. And I do believe that he is going to be serving that time. It's well overdue, because let's face it, if you and I did it, of course, basically we're going to go to jail. We won't even get away with ignoring a subpoena one time. They put that subpoena, the marshal or the sheriff or whoever comes to your door, you have been served, and you have to be there, But these hierarchies, they get the special treatment, which after a while it wears off, it gets tired, and people start to serve their time, and fate just knocks on your door. Knock, 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 knock. And if you don't believe me, ask Donald Trump more. He can tell you better than I could. Hey, it's time for me to give you those movies of the week. I pick them out each week. Movies for the week, for your weekend. Now, of course, the weekend is upon us. It's coming upon us. And of course, a lot of things, you're going to be doing a lot of things, a lot of outdoor activities, depending on how your weather is, wherever you are in your area. You have those things coming up. But one of the things that you may want to do is catch up on some movies. And I'm talking about those classic movies, that we bring to you. And I have two right now that I think you're going to like. So we're going to let you have them right now. This is called Sunday in New York. It's a great movie. Ironically, it would be more logical to play this movie on a Sunday, but hey, something you can watch at any time. Sunday in New York, 1963, with Cliff Robinson, Jane Fonda, and Rod Taylor. And that's coming on Turner Classic Movies, and you can check it out Saturday morning at 6 a.m. Oh, I know. Saturday is your day off, right? You want to sleep longer. You don't want to wake up because you wake up that early to go to work, right? Okay. DVR it. Record it previously. And then whenever you get the time, at your own time convenience, you can watch it later on. It's 6 a.m. Eastern. Some people like early birds. When I was a kid, I used to wake up before my mom, watch the cartoons, 6 a.m., watching cartoons. Anyway, okay, here's the other one. The Lost Weekend, which I recommend very highly, from 1945, starring Ray Milland, Jane Wyman, and Howard De Silva. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. This is Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's a black and white movie. It's a classic movie. It was done here in New York, as a matter of fact. This movie was recorded in New York, and you may see, if you're a New Yorker, certain places in New York, you see familiar places. For instance, Bellevue Hospital. Anyway, that's all there in the movie. So check it out. I highly recommend these movies. And while you're there, you're scrolling through Turner Classic Movies, right there on the program guide. You might see other movies that I didn't mention, and you might see something that will interest you. You can go there and you can watch them. If not in real time, you can record them as well, DVR them, and watch them later. And of course, while you're there, on demand, you can go to the pay-per-view section and watch movies that are already in the theaters right now, but you prefer to watch them in your own home, right? You want to put popcorn in the microwave, pop, 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 serve it up, watch the movies right there in your own home. There's nothing like actually going to the theater, though, because the ambiance is great. Anyway, whatever you choose, right? And then you have the movies that were not too long ago in the theaters, but they linger on, and you can still watch those as well. Of course, you're going to pay for the more current movies, a little more than that. And then, of course, while you're on demand, you have a lot of great things that you can watch. You have sports material, you have documentaries, have children programs, a lot of things like that. And they have a lot of great documentaries coming out. And people, and these are people with cable TV. You still have cable TV, that's fine too. And then people are streaming. That's the big thing now, streaming. Because let's face it, a lot of those movies that you watch on TV right now, they're moving over to the streaming. For instance, I'll give you an example. I love wrestling. And at the end of the year, the WWE, at the end of the year, or I should say the beginning of next year, January, they're taking everything off of the TV, off of regular TV, conventional TV, and it's going to Netflix. Everything is going to Netflix. Everything is going to Paramount Plus. Everything is going to Disney. Everything is going everywhere. It's going to get to the point where we're not going to have regular TV stations. They're just going to fold up, and we'll be streaming forever. I don't know. That's going to take a long time before that happens. But, time moves on, progress moves on. But anyway, you can watch all of these things there. In the meantime, if you still have cable, you can go there and watch all of these things. And some of these sporting events that you don't get to see in real time, or if you do and you miss them, you could always go back the following day, as they, of course, put it up there on demand, and you can watch them in some cases without commercial interruption. All right. So you have all weekend long to do all of this, and you never know what you discover. You might find things that you'd be surprised are out there. That's between streaming and cable. You'd be surprised, because back in the old days, all we had was 7 channels. There was no cable back in those days. 7 channels, and we had black and white TV in our house. We couldn't afford black and white TV, because back in those days, color TV, that was a rich man's luxury. But everyone has color now. There are no black and white. Anyway, let me repeat these movies once again. We have Sunday in New York, Cliff Robinson, Jane Fonda, and Rod Taylor. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's on Saturday at 6 a.m. Eastern. And then you have The Lost Weekend, 1945. That's with Ray Milland, Jane Wyman, and Howard De Silva. That's Turner Classic Movies. You can check that out on Sunday. That's Sunday evening at 8 p.m. And all of the times that I give you is always Eastern. So, keep that in mind. You act accordingly. I give you Eastern time, and you keep that in mind, okay? I will sign off now, and I just want to say hello to Mary and Warren and the rest of you guys out there once again. I am going to wrap up because my weekend is officially underway, but I'm going to come back here Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Talk Back Live. Brian Camp will be with me with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And I hope to see you out here too. I also would love to see you back here next week at 10 a.m. Eastern for more of the coffee hour. When we get together, Brian Camp will be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And I look forward to seeing you as well. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great day, a great weekend, and we'll talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.